What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the electric guitar tutorial for Egypt by Cory Asbury and Bethel Music. And today I'm going to be playing through my Helix patch that I created for the song. Specifically, I've got swells, clean rhythm, dirty rhythm, big lead, verse mod, and let's get right into it. I am capoed on the 1 and I'm playing in A flat, and I watched the music video and both guitar players are capoed 1. So that very first beginning where you kind of see the title on the video, if you watch the live version, David Hislop, I think that's how you say his last name, is doing this cool thing on his, kind of like up the neck. It's kind of like up in that mid-range area, and it's kind of this really ambient thing. So kind of the rhythm that you have to keep in mind kind of throughout this whole song, because it'll come back in the bridge, is the bop, 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 bop. So that's kind of that first thing that happens in this swell part at the beginning. It sounds like this. So what that is doing is you're going from the A flat to the E flat chord. So what I'm doing is I'm barring the 8th fret on the D string, the G string, and the B string, and then I'm adding my middle finger on the A flat note on the B string on the 9th fret. And then you can I'm going to kind of breeze through this. What's cool about YouTube is you can actually slow down videos. It's like you click on the gear and you can slow that down. So if you want to get the picking part and see what I'm doing, you can slow it down, and I'll play it for you right here. I'll play it really slow and I'll play it dry. See, I'm kind of releasing my middle finger and letting it down to that barred B string. So that's kind of the intro when the band is swelling. And now I'm going to go to that verse part, and it sounds like this. The other guitar player is playing this. So that part goes like this. So I'm capoed on the 1st fret, so it's my open E string. So this is the kind of basic shape that he's playing, and he's just adding fingers as he goes. So it's my pinky on, it would be the 6th fret, D string, and then my first finger on the 2nd fret, G string, and then I'm hitting that open string first, that low E string. And then that's my E minor chord. And now I'm adding my middle finger on what would be the C note. Keep that shape with these 2 fingers. And I'm kind of raising my hand a little bit so I can get that open B string. So the beginning sounds like this. That's my G chord, so I'm just basically replacing and moving my middle finger down to the low E string on the 3rd fret. So those first 3 chords are the same shape, and I'm just adding fingers and taking away fingers. So that first 3 chords sounds like this. And now what we do is we're changing shapes. So it's basically your C chord, just like a C chord that you would find on the internet, and you're shifting that up 2 frets. So it would sound like this. Starting on the A string. And then he does this little hammer-on pull-off thing at the end. It sounds like this. So that is just my first finger on the 2nd fret, G string, and then letting it go, and then getting ready for the next progression. So it sounds like this. repeat. And then let me add some effects for you. So that's that verse. So then when we get into that first chorus, there's that lead part that sounds like this. So I'll take you through that. That's basically, this is where your pentatonic scale kind of lies. So that's just the top half. So you're doing the top half of your pentatonic scale. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It definitely benefits your guitar playing. So I'm putting my first finger on the 13th fret B string. And then my ring finger on the 16th fret B string, and then my first finger again on the 13th fret E string. And then you repeat that again. And then now I'm adding my ring finger on the 16th fret high E string. And then I'm just putting my ring finger on the B string 16th fret. So it sounds like this. And then I'm adding my middle finger on the 15th fret G string. And then that is the whole progression for the chorus. So this is what the chorus sounds like with effects. Okay, so I'm going to go to the bridge now. And the bridge, I'll show you what it sounds like. It sounds like this. So that's when everybody's going crazy. We got a cool drum part going. And so the guitar is actually kind of mimicking that drum part. And one of the guitar players is actually doing that. He's kind of playing in, so this is my A flat, and I'm kind of playing it in my D position. So this would be my D chord if I was playing in the key of D, but I'm in A flat. So that's that position right there. And so what he's doing, he's kind of like adding his thumb to get that bass note to create an inversion. He's kind of digging into that, and so he wants to create as many notes as he can possibly can within the chord, because he's really wailing on the strings. So how I'm doing that is I'm adding my thumb, and then I'm putting my first finger on the 8th fret G string, and then I'm actually putting my middle finger on the 9th fret B string. And then I'm skipping the in-between strings for now. What's nice is that since I'm capoed, there are a couple open strings that I can use, which is my D string. So what he's doing is he's strumming that part. So it's da, 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 da. So that's the pattern he's doing. And then what he's doing is you're adding your ring finger. So it's so what the notes that you're playing is G string, B string, back to G string, and then down to your first finger. So you're creating that melody there. But you're doing it while you're playing your chord. and then your final note there is your ring finger on the D string on the 10th fret. So I'll play it slow. And then that final note is I'm keeping my thumb and my ring finger there. That's kind of how I'm doing it, and I'm actually sliding it down 2 frets to get that final note. So the melody is but when I'm playing it within the chord, it sounds like this. So I'll put some effects on it. So then while the electric lead player is playing up here, as the rhythm player, there's a slightly easier way to play that. You play your G chord like this, and it's the same strumming pattern, and it's the same notes, it's just you're playing it an octave lower, so it would be. So that is your first finger on the D string, 2nd fret, and then your open G string, back to your first finger on the D string, and then open D string, and then the final note is your first finger on the A string and the 2nd fret. But how you get the effect is you do it while you're playing your G chord. So it's the G chord the whole time, but you're using your first finger to change up those notes and get that melody in there. So it sounds like this. And then open A string to get that final note. So that'll really complement what is happening up top, and it's just also an easier way to play it. After the bridge, build, there's that lead line that comes back. It sounds like this. That lead line, but he's actually playing octaves there. So it'll sound like this. So that's when like we're really big back into the chorus after the bridge. So I'm doing octaves there. So I'm only using the G string and the E string. And I'm using my other fingers to find a way to mute the other string so I can really dig into that. So it's this same shape with 2 frets in between. So it's your first finger and your pinky. Hear how it creates an octave. My first finger is on the 5th fret. Actually, it would be, yeah, we'll just call it the 5th fret. 5th fret and the 8th fret on the high E string. That's the first note. The second one is on the 8th fret G string and the 11th fret E string. Move that up 2 frets. 13th fret E string and 10th fret G string. So it sounds like this. And then repeat that same thing. And then you're going to move up to the 11th fret G string and then, the 13th fret G string and then the 16th fret high E string. And then back down to this position. And then the final note is down here. That's my 2nd fret G string, and then it would be, so then this would be my final note here. So altogether it would sound like this with effects. Oh, and then there's one last thing that happens in the bridge. I didn't actually see either of the guitar players playing it, but there's this cool part that if you have enough hands and you have another guitar player, it sounds like this. It's just this little... It's just that. So I'll help you count that. That's during the part where we're doing that part there. So this kind of like complements that first guitar part. So this song is in 4/4, and how you count that, so it would be 1, 2, 3, and then if I subdivide that, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and. Or if you want to get really subdivided there, you can do 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and E. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So if I played it along with the rhythm part, just to kind of give you an idea of where it's at, I'll play this part and then I'll jump up here. So this is the part. I'm barring the high E string and the B string on the 16th fret, and then down to, with my first finger, on the 14th fret B string, and then down to the 13th fret B string. So that is the tutorial for Egypt by Cory Asbury. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this tutorial helped you. And if it did help you, please share it or like, and please subscribe for more. I'm always coming out with tutorials every week for brand new songs, and I'm trying to be on top of things as much as I can to help you play this song as fast as possible as soon as it comes out. So if you liked it, please share with any other guitar player friends you might have. And we'll be back next week with another video. Thanks for watching.